Opening greeting for World News Greenty, your trusted source for fast, accurate, and unbiased international news. Here we bring you the hottest global updates, in depth analysis, and diverse perspectives on the world's most pressing issues. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a story. Thank you for choosing World News Greenty.
Today's domestic news: Russia-Ukraine war, India-Pakistan.
After May 9th, 2025, the conflict between Ukraine and Russia continued to escalate despite a temporary ceasefire proposed by Russia to mark Victory Day. Below are the key developments. Military developments. Russia gains ground in Donetsk. Before the ceasefire took effect, Russian forces captured the settlement of Troitskoy in the Donetsk region. During these operations, Russia claimed to have eliminated approximately 510 Ukrainian soldiers and destroyed numerous military assets, including armored vehicles and electronic warfare systems. Ukraine launches drone strikes on Russian territory. Despite the ceasefire, Ukraine carried out drone UAV attacks targeting areas in Moscow, affecting around 60,000 people. Ceasefire and diplomatic reactions. Russia proposes 72-hour ceasefire. Russian President Vladimir Putin proposed a 72-hour ceasefire beginning on May 8th as a humanitarian gesture to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the victory over Nazi Germany. However, the Kremlin warned it would respond immediately if Ukraine launched any attacks during this period. Ukraine proposes long-term ceasefire. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed willingness to implement a 30-day ceasefire, arguing that this duration would be sufficient to prepare for steps toward ending the conflict. He dismissed Russia's 3-day ceasefire as a mere show. Russian warnings and threats. Russia warns of consequences if attacked. Deputy Chairman of the Russian Security Council, Dmitry Medvedev, warned that no one could guarantee the safety of Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, beyond May 10th if Ukraine were to strike Moscow during Victory Day commemorations. Despite the temporary ceasefire, military actions from both sides continued. Ukraine maintained its drone attacks on Russian territory, while Russia tightened its control over parts of Donetsk. Ukraine's long-term ceasefire proposal has not received a positive response from Moscow, leaving prospects for peace uncertain. On May 9th, 2025, Ukraine launched a series of deep strikes into Russian territory, targeting strategic sites and critical infrastructure. The following locations were affected. Attacks on oil and industrial facilities. Krasnodar region. Ukraine used drones to attack 2 fuel depots, causing a major fire in the city of Anapa. Russia confirmed deploying 20 vehicles and 62 firefighters to extinguish the blaze. Republic of Bashkortostan. A Ukrainian drone traveled a record distance of approximately 1,500 kilometers to strike the Gazprom Neftekhim Salavat oil refinery in the city of Salavat. While there were no casualties, the attack damaged a catalytic cracking unit in the refinery complex. Drone and rocket attacks. Belgorod region. Russian air defense systems intercepted 15 aerial objects and 1 UAV. However, the attacks still caused damage on the ground, injuring at least 8 people, including an 11-year-old girl. Dozens of apartments and houses were damaged. Kursk region. Ukraine conducted strikes near Tetkino, close to the Ukrainian border. Russia reported it had thwarted 4 Ukrainian infiltration attempts at the border over the past week. General situation. Although Russia declared a unilateral ceasefire from May 8 to 10 in observance of Victory Day, Ukraine did not recognize it and continued military operations. Conversely, Ukraine accused Russia of violating the ceasefire by launching 220 attacks on 8 villages in the Zaporizhzhia region. Russia's response to Ukrainian drone attacks. Russia has responded to Ukraine's UAV strikes by bolstering air defense and enhancing its military readiness to deter and mitigate the impact of future attacks. Key responses include deploying and strengthening air defense systems, intercepting UAVs and flying objects. In critical areas like the Belgorod region, Russian air defenses were reportedly effective, intercepting 15 aerial objects and at least 1 UAV. This demonstrates Russia's increased focus on monitoring airspace and improving its ability to respond to UAV threats, although some attacks still caused damage to civilian and economic infrastructure. enhancing border patrol and protection. Defending vulnerable zones. Following the UAV attacks, Russia reinforced security around strategic areas, particularly near borders and key infrastructure like industrial and energy facilities. Air defense units and border patrols were expanded to ensure regional security and prevent further Ukrainian incursions. Threats and retaliation commitments. Statements from top officials. Russian officials, including national security representatives, issued strong warnings that any further Ukrainian attacks would be met with a forceful response. These threats emphasize that Russia is prepared to use decisive military action to protect its territory and vital assets. Such rhetoric is also part of a deterrent strategy meant to pressure Ukraine into halting drone strikes. Summary. In short, Russia is currently focused on enhancing air defense capabilities by deploying advanced systems to detect and intercept UAVs and unauthorized aerial objects, securing borders and strategic regions through increased patrols and protective measures in sensitive zones, issuing strong deterrent warnings with promises of immediate retaliation to any further Ukrainian aggression, aiming to maintain regional stability and defend Russian territorial integrity. Tensions between India and Pakistan escalate sharply in May 2025. The conflict between India and Pakistan has dramatically intensified in May 2025, marking the most serious confrontation between the two nuclear-armed nations since 1999. Triggering event. On April 22nd, a terrorist attack in Pahalgam in the Indian-controlled Kashmir region killed 26 tourists. India blamed the attack on the terrorist group Lashkar-e-Taiba, which is believed to have links to Pakistan. In response, India launched Operation Sindoor on May 7th, carrying out airstrikes using Scalp missiles and AASM hammer bombs from Rafale jets, targeting 9 sites identified as terrorist bases in Pakistan and Pakistan-controlled Kashmir. India claimed to have eliminated over 100 militants, including relatives of Jaish-e-Mohammed leader Masood Azhar. Pakistan's response. Pakistan retaliated with Operation Bunyan Unmarsus, attacking Indian military facilities in Punjab, Jammu, and Kashmir. Pakistan claimed to have shot down 5 Indian fighter jets, including Rafales, Su-30 MKIs, and MiG-29s, as well as multiple UAVs, including Israeli-made Harop drones. Pakistan also deployed Chinese-made J-10C fighter jets and missiles in the attacks. Damage and international reaction. Civilian casualties. At least 50 people have been killed, dozens injured, and thousands displaced from border regions. Airspace closures. Both countries have shut down airspace in several areas and suspended civilian activities, including airports and sporting events. Global reaction. The US, G7, and China have called for restraint, while Pakistan has stated it will not de-escalate tensions. Nuclear risk. Pakistan's defense minister warned that the threat of nuclear war is clear and present, given both countries possess nuclear weapons and share a history of prolonged conflict. Current situation. As of May 10th, fighting continues with ongoing missile and UAV attacks from both sides. India has deployed its S-400 air defense system to intercept attacks from Pakistan, while Pakistan claims to have shot down several Indian drones. Detailed damage report as of May 10, 2025. Damage in Kashmir, Jammu, targeted by missile and UAV strikes from Pakistan. India's S-400 air defense successfully intercepted most threats. Poonch, Uri, Baramulla, hit by shelling and drone attacks, significant damage to civilian infrastructure and casualties. Srinagar, 10 explosions reported near the airport and other city areas. Amritsar, Pathankot, Ludhiana, Jalandhar, Kapurthala, Bathinda, Adampur, struck by UAVs and missiles. Air defenses intercepted most, but infrastructure damage. Rajasthan, Jaisalmer, Pokhran, Barmer, Bikaner. Targeted by drone and missile attacks, air defenses were effective, but minor damage was reported. Damage in Pakistan. Punjab, Bahawalpur, a site allegedly linked to Jaish-e-Mohammed, was destroyed. At least 13 people killed, including relatives of Masood Azhar. Muradki, a facility was struck. Pakistan claims it was civilian, while India insists it was linked to Lashkar-e-Taiba. Rahim Yar Khan, hit by missile strikes, explosions and fires reported. Azad Jammu and Kashmir, Muzaffarabad, Kotli, Bimber, Gulpur, targeted by missiles and UAVs, widespread infrastructure damage, and civilian casualties. Sindh, Karachi, explosions reported near the port, air defenses activated in response to UAV threats. Civilian casualties. India, at least 16 civilians killed and 59 injured from Pakistani attacks. Pakistan, at least 33 civilians killed and 58 injured from Indian strikes. Air Force losses. India. Pakistan claims to have downed 5 Indian fighter jets, Rafales, Su-30 MKIs, and MiG-29s, plus several drones. Pakistan. India claims to have shot down a Pakistani JF-17 aircraft in the Pulwama area.
Thank you for watching World News Greenty. We truly appreciate your time and support. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with others, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more global updates. See you in the next video.